Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Sirio Farrell, the first sword of Bravos, and you are watching the AFK show. Just so.
Awesome. I'm so excited. All right. So they're going to be here asking, they're going to be asking you guys questions. They're going to be answering your questions. All right, so we have Berry Bostwick. Come on. Yeah. He's the king, we all know. Here we have Patricia Quinn. And of course, Nell Campbell. Hey.
Darling, thank you. He's never been so nice to me. Thank you.
There's a lovely lady who lost her photograph. Is she here?
Oh!
Yes, it was on the floor.
Oh, that's Miss
It was found
Alabama.
on the floor. I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
so pleased that you're here.
I'll sign it now, darling. Thank you. This is my Magenta. What was the cinema called? Alabama Theater. And darling was, and there's wonderful, like a newspaper clipping of them all outside, all gorgeous. Yeah, it's stunning. I know, it was wonderful. And the Alabama Theater is now a grocery store.
Yes.
Sad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I sit down now?
Please, I didn't
right,
stop you.
Yes, you may join the table.
Where did Nell go?
Don't know.
Nell!
She's gone walkabout again.
Do you want my beef scarf?
No, thank you. I just want the girl that's got my handbag. I need some, mink. Thank you, darling. Look, what a gentleman. Honey. Sound familiar?
What do you want to know? Everything?
Yeah.
We can go ahead and start making a line at the microphone, whoever's ready, has questions. If not, think of one and come down.
Thanks so much.
I've seen you like
Oh, that's the way you did.
No, it's
I've
okay.
seen
You
you
saw me
before.
yesterday
I know,
at
you're Princess
the
Anna.
news and everything. I was Princess Anna. Hey guys. Okay, so I was just wondering, I know it's like a super fun movie and everything, and I was just wondering, what your favorite scene was to film of the whole shebang. It has to be Time Warp, right? No. What your favorite scene was?
I loved being with Pat on the bed. When you were doing. Was I doing your nails or you doing my nails?
No, darling, you always do mine.
That's what I thought.
I don't do nails. It was
I knew I'd
wonderful.
get
Thanks, I agree, because that was such a surprise. Everything in Rocky Horror was a surprise to me. I didn't know what was happening from one day to the next. I didn't know if that's obvious. Anyway, and suddenly, because darling you had baby doll's bed.
That's right.
Because when she goes crying to the bedroom, meatloaf's on the wall, that's the bed from the film Baby Doll. There's so many things in this film that Brian Thompson, the designer, did. Extraordinary stuff. There's always something from somewhere in it. When those gnomes turned up around the jukebox and things. When the Blu-ray was made, things were clearer and you could see all that. But that bedroom, and with the thingy coming on the wire up the stairs, is the ding, 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 Jonathan Adams and around the bed. And we were like,
Yeah.
I loved our bedroom. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
And it was very last minute.
But also, every detail, if you freeze frame on that bedroom, everything in there is a marvelous bit of Brian Thompson's imagination. And he borrowed things from my flat, my apartment in London, because he wanted to have things in it, that belonged to me. Of course, the Mickey Mouse ears included.
Yeah.
But you're right, and of course there should have been lots more scenes of us in the bedroom, you know?
But we were just going there to look at Janet on the monitor, weren't we? That was the plot. I wasn't doing anything else in the bedroom. In fact...
My favorite scene
Yes.
was any scene that Nell showed her nipples.
Adorable.
Thank you, honey. Thank you, honey. Thank you, baby. Thank you.
Which is very seldom.
Hi, Magenta.
Hi.
Oh. How many times have you seen the movie, honey?
Hey, you're lovely. What's your name?
Riker.
Sorry?
Riker.
Riker.
Like the island?
Yeah, Riker like that.
It's Dutch for strength.
Strength. Wow, what a
It's
great name,
American for
Riker.
criminal.
Riker.
It's awesome.
Riker, yeah, Riker. Great
Are you
name.
serious?
Right. Thank you.
Rikers Island.
Yeah. Do you have a question?
Never knew.
So,
I only know Robben Island, sorry. Cape Town.
the Rocky Horror Picture Show
And Alcatraz.
was
Sneak it in quickly
a
because she'll
bit
talk right through it. Right,
odd.
go on, hurry.
What was it about the movie that resonated with America?
Just America or any country in the world?
Well, that's where it began.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you why it began here. Because they couldn't give this film away. They couldn't move it. They couldn't shift it, nothing. And a genius, a 20th century young fellow, decided this will go on at midnight in the cinemas on every campus in the state. That's why it began in America. Because you got a lot of campuses and at midnight showing. Then a strange crowd started to arrive. I think they got a lot of beating up and things like that, like people in boas and basques and
I
things.
thought it was Sal that started the whole thing
Absolutely
going.
not.
No. But Sal was the first one in New York who started this sort of floor show thing, right?
No,
yeah.
not really.
No, that's not right either.
He
I'm
came
all
in a
wrong.
bit later.
He came later.
In fact, John Mandracia, a genius entrepreneur at the age of 16, invited us over for our first convention. He was an extraordinary young man who had the foresight to do that before Sal Piero, before any of that. You know, before he was the fan club, whatever. Isn't that true?
That's true.
And we would sit outside cinemas like Richard, we all got off the plane, and Richard thought there were businessmen inviting us over.
That was
and,
me too.
Oh, and there were these 16-year-old kids from Brooklyn with their, bumpity-boom jalopy cars. And Richard, there's a photograph of him and me in the snow. There was snow on the ground. And Richard's looking I thought it was great. And they put us in the Royalton Hotel, which was, it's opposite the Algonquin, but it was a fantastic hotel. Tennessee Williams, people like that used to stay there. But there was no room service or anything, but amazingly old-fashioned rooms. Now it's a very modern hotel. And he took us around cinemas, like in Long Island and things.
Magenta.
And, sorry? What?
I love you, Magenta.
Says, I love you, Magenta.
Oh, how adorable.
I thought he said, "Shut up, Magenta."
No, you were hoping he said that. You be quiet. No, I'm just telling her. You tell her to be quiet, please. Anyway, I just want to say, we had to sit in a bar across the way till the cinema, till the film finished. And we're sitting there waiting for the film to finish. So we go over, and it's the first time we've seen people dressed as us and whatever. And this woman said to me, she said, "Oh my God," she said, "I'm his mother, Frank's mother. I make all his costumes. He gets arrested every weekend, but we get him out." And I said, "Oh, great. Oh, strange." And then we went into the cinema and we did a Q&A, and some guy said, "Miss Quinn, did you make the film so slow so we could talk to it?" I said, "Of course we did."
You've lost Riker here.
We have. Okay. Say,
Well, I tell long stories,
Okay.
but don't worry, Riker, I love you too.
It's nice to meet all of you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
Houston.
Thank you.
Thank you, darlings. Bye, Riker.
Bye.
See you later.
Hello.
Hello. So Riker kind of stole my question a little bit. But when you guys were making the movie, did you have any idea that it was
Yes,
going
we
to turn
did.
into this?
All
We
the time.
did.
Or was
Every minute we were
fully
making
confident?
it. We knew it was historical.
Yeah. That's why we all stole our own costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
we
didn't.
You didn't?
No, I didn't steal my costume.
Oh, I didn't either. Yeah.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Would
Now
have been
makes sense.
great eBay items, don't you think? Yeah. No,
They-
the answer is no.
I think the most stunning thing that's just happened is that Susan Sarandon gave an interview a couple of months ago at the Waverly Street Theatre in New York, where it began. And the interviewer said not only is it the biggest cult film in the movie world, but it is now the longest running film in cinema history. And I sort of stopped short at that one. I thought, oh my goodness, what does it mean? And because it has never, ever left the cinema, ever. It plays in Paris, Germany, everywhere, still, every weekend in all Europe and then all of America, as you know, and sometimes in London. So it's extraordinary because someone said, what about Gone with the Wind and everything? But that's not the same thing.
No.
We've never left. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that was great.
And so you guys are getting residual checks every week, right?
Sorry?
You're getting residual checks
We
every
don't.
week, right?
We get
We
nothing.
don't
Yeah.
make anything.
We're so wealthy, that's why we're here.
No, you know, the movie was made before VHS tapes, before DVDs, obviously, and everything. And the unions had no protocol for, paying actors. So we just did it for what we made.
And we're not bitter about it at all.
Not a bit.
No.
And when it was finally released on VHS tape and this and that, we still didn't get anything, bastards. Sorry,
And
Riker.
we're not
Don't
bitter
listen to
about
me.
it at all.
Yeah.
Well, if that had happened, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But we're not bitter about it
Not
at all.
Yeah, thank you. Hello.
Hi. What was your reaction when you first saw that script?
What script?
Yeah.
It was written while we were, we did this. Oh, sorry, you're asking him?
No.
Oh, sorry, because there was a film script. But when we did the stage show, there was a very little script, and songs came in overnight. And for example, because it was very short, there wasn't much to read. And songs like, in came Touch It, Touch It, Touch Me, I Want to Be Dirty, and Julie Covington was playing Janet, and Julie Covington said, I'm sorry, I'm not singing this, because she thought it was very offensive. And she's a wonderful singer. She was the first Evita, not on stage, but on record, because they made the recording before they made the show. Fantastic voice, isn't that right?
Fabulous voice.
Yes.
And also she was a terrific actress.
Yeah, marvelous, Janet, she was.
She was offered to play Evita.
Yes, but she's
she
the only
said-
girl in the world who's
Is
turned
she
and
dead now?
She
Is
turned
your
it
thing
down
was?
because she
Wow.
said, I'll do it, but I'll only do 5 performances or even 4 performances a week because the singing is the equivalent of singing an opera. And my voice could not do 8 shows, so they said no.
That's not the story I heard. The story I heard is she didn't like Tim Rice at all. And so she didn't want to work with him. But Julie did make these strange decisions in her life. She wanted to be a straight actress, and when you've got a God-given voice, and like Meatloaf wanted to be an actor, and you think, why?
Yeah.
You can sing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's very strange to me that.
Thank
This
you.
is deny your amazing
He's just
talent.
walking
that's what I mean.
away silently from us. No, it's all right.
Well,
I
look
get
at
it. I
Barbara
get it. No.
Streisand. Barbara Streisand is the most
Thank you.
brilliant comedian.
Please sit down.
Actress, comedian, singer, and, she wanted to be a director.
Who are you
that's
talking
clever.
about?
Barbara Streisand.
She wasn't in this movie, was she?
She's rambling,
They wanted her
rambling.
for your role, actually.
Rambling.
My God. Yes, what do you want?
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, I've been watching y'all since I was probably far too young, and I have to admit, Magenta was one of my first crushes, so it's an honor to finally see y'all.
Oh.
But I don't know if y'all have heard about Foxwing to do a remake of it, and it sounds like they're trying to make it a made-for-television type movie.
Yeah.
So, first of all, there's those obvious opinions, but if you were to choose, assuming they don't ask the most qualified actors and actresses for the positions, who would you want to play as your counterpart?
I'd like to play myself. I think I should play Columbia.
Yeah.
Pat?
Yeah.
I'm not playing this game.
No, I'm not playing this game.
No, the thing is that they did this before, and also around this kind of, like anniversary time, Mr. Adler and Fox said they were going to make it. Was it 8 years ago for TV? They didn't do it. I don't know how that happened or didn't happen. And then this time, I think they're serious. I'm not sure. And that's great for television. And the only thing I think that will do is enhance the film tremendously. Because when they did Glee really boosted the ratings of Rocky Horror again. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And great.
I was in that, by the way.
Make it for
Thank you.
TV. Get on with it.
And you were
Brilliant.
marvelous.
Yeah, thank you.
You know?
Yeah.
Were
You
you
and
in Glee?
Meatloaf both.
I was in Glee.
Was that you and
Meatloaf and
I know, I was furious. I thought, what were those dreary two for? Well, you could have had us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right.
Furious.
I had nothing.
And actually, we were a bit boring in it.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
And I just wanted to say my
it
dad.
was ridiculous, you've got to admit.
Really?
To get
This is a very
Eddie
bitter
and
panel.
Brad.
Can you tell we're
Like
bitter?
if you,
Yeah, just a little.
Okay, which two characters should we bring back for Glee? Let's bring Brad and Eddie back.
Meatloaf, much as I, Meatloaf
Yeah,
is,
we're dying to know what they're
yeah.
doing.
Well,
I'm with you, Pat.
No, I know. And Meatloaf's a lovely fellow, but, he's not that interesting. Sorry.
Where's the glamour, I ask you?
Quiet.
Well, my dad is very jealous because he and I used to watch Spin City all the time together, so that's another honor for me.
Oh, well, thank you.
What's
Thank you.
Spin City?
So I was just wondering, how often do you guys go to showings of Rocky Horror, and do you ever pretend that it's your first time, just for fun?
I'm always pretending it's my first time.
Exactly. Always.
Sorry.
But the question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen it a lot. And the question was how many.
loving
No,
yourself.
the question wasn't how many
It
times.
was how
right?
often do you go to the public showings with?
Never.
Oh, no.
No, we go.
Well, I'll tell you.
Jesus Christ.
Good night, George. We're Burns and Allen. He said so.
Yeah.
He used
I
to
just
say
needed-
George Burns and Gracie Allen. None of you remember this. But they're
He
a great
had a big cigar like I
big
heard.
cigar like that.
Yeah.
And Gracie, go on and on,
Gracie.
talking. Carry it. Could you do George? Get it right. Could you play it out for them?
For me?
Yeah, the scene.
What was the scene?
Good night, Gracie.
Oh, good night,
Say,
Gracie.
he says, say
Good night, Gracie.
So at the end of the show, the comedy show, then they have he just stands with a cigar and she's going, yeah.
Say
And
good
he
night,
says,
Gracie.
Good night, George.
Good night, Gracie.
No, he says, say good night, Gracie. And she goes, doesn't she say good night, Gracie? No?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Say good night, Gracie.
You can get that program in Australia.
Are
It's
we done with
before my
this?
time.
Well, that's true, darling.
Here, take
Just
this.
a child.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Is that mine?
Right?
That was in my handbag.
No.
Give me that back. It's a turkey. What's it called?
You told me it was the first time.
I've never had one of these before.
I don't believe you. Yes, I'm sorry. Hello.
No, you're fine. Well, my husband and I met when he was on cast with Rocky, so I essentially have a marriage and a 3-year-old child and stuff.
in large part because of your work, and I'm sure I'm not the only person in that situation.
What did you name that child? Columbia.
Pike Alexander. It's a boy. So.
Columbia. That's a great name to give your son.
Really? If it was a girl, that was actually on the list, just so that you know.
I can't hear her.
So
it's called Pike.
Shush.
Denton. You should have called him Denton.
We live in Denton, so that would have been confusing.
You seriously live in Denton?
We seriously live in Denton.
Really? It does exist, Denton. Did you go to Denton High?
Do what?
Did you go to Denton High?
I did not. I didn't grow up there. I moved there for college.
Oh.
That was the first name of Rocky Horror, I believe, Denton High.
Yeah.
Probably.
But I don't
came
think
from Denton?
It came from Denton High or something. Sorry?
That right? That was it,
Yeah.
right?
And thank God they changed that.
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
Because
how do you spell Pike with a Y?
No, Pike.
Okay.
It's after Christopher Pike from Star Trek. So,
oh, America, America!
I think that's a great name,
like it
Pike.
might be after a president or something, but somebody from Star Trek. I love it. Showbiz.
Nothing so pedestrian.
You know it's a fish.
I'm sorry?
You do know it's a fish.
I do. We do.
Okay.
We do. But it makes it fun getting pictures at Pike's Place Market in Seattle. But I was just wondering, how is it to have done a movie so long ago and to know it's had such an impact for so many people for so long? Such a deep impact.
It's stunning for me.
I was just going to go like this, just to let you have a moment.
No, I have no. My only moment is that I've heard these stories for a lot of years, you know, where Rocky Horror has actually saved lives, you know, the people who have gone to it and, you know, it's changed their life and maybe lifted them up into what they felt was a lifestyle for themselves that was, you know, acceptable and to them. And the community that has grown up around this is astonishing. The worldwide community of friends. And, you know, somebody was saying to me today that they found this community of friends during it. And then they would offer each other jobs. You know, like one of them would work at IBM or something. Is the IBM person here? No. Okay. You know, and he says, and he was offered a job from somebody else who had been there, and it just grew and grew and grew. And
pretty actors aren't like that.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever offered me a job? No.
I've been looking for one for you at the moment.
Are you really? Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's, you know, it's an honest, honorable, and wonderful thing to have been in, and it's changed so many people's lives.
And given them a community. Yes. That's what we
Yeah.
love to hear that.
Yeah.
It's your family.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a wonderful thing.
And
you feel part of
yeah.
something, you see everybody once a week or once a month. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
also for over many, many years, and even marry and have offspring called Columbia, which is a beautiful thing.
And all
What-
we've done is fight and fall out.
Yeah, yeah. Was your child conceived actually at the theater? I hope.
Not at the theater?
No, not at the theater. Oh, well then, get out, get out. You know, you're nothing. You're dead to me. Sorry.
Oh, here we are.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so we know this only applies to like 2/3 of you, but which was more exciting to film, Rocky Horror
Or shock treatment.
For me, easily, Rocky Horror was more fun.
Pat? What was shock treatment about?
Which is
We were
better?
under sedation for most of
Now,
shock
I have
treatment.
to say, Shock Treatment has just gone on stage in London at the moment. It's had fantastic reviews.
Did you see it?
No, but it finishes on the 6th of June, and I don't get back to the 8th. I'm meant to go on the 6th. We can't get there. Anyway, it's had fantastic reviews, and it's completely rewritten, the script.
By Richard O'Brien.
No, absolutely not.
That's what he told me.
No, that's not true. And the most extraordinary thing is, as the credits go up about that thing is, script by Jim Sharman, lyrics by Richard O'Brien and Hartley, all of these things one didn't know. They gave the blessing for it to be done by this boy at the King's Head Theatre and his director and producer to rewrite it. So Brad and Janet go to the old house in this. There's no cinema, TV studio and things. So it's very different, and they're like down to 6 characters. And Richard Hartley, who's seen it, the MD, is very excited about it, and I think it's going to be successful.
Got great reviews
Yeah.
across the board.
So, and the thing is, and the reviewer of the Times said, I just went down the road singing every song.
Because we all know in this room what great songs are in Shock Treatment, right? Yeah. Great songs.
So Richard Hartley.
I know Richard Hartley's been involved in the newer thing.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
thought I didn't realize that somebody else had
talked to
written
me,
it.
but he talked to me a couple of weeks ago whether or not I wanted to do it once it moved to a bigger venue.
You're not meant to talk about that,
Well,
Barry.
why? It's just the only thing I got going today.
Well, that's the secret.
Oh, that's a secret. Okay, right.
Oh,
But
gee.
no, you said to me earlier, well, when are you going to play? You're too old. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Go to hell, George.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daddy.
Lovely. What did they ask?
Hi, I'm a really great fan. Also, I've seen Rocky Horror hundreds of times. My question was actually also shock treatment related, though. First of all,
I'm going to be in
looking
the stage play. Did I tell you that? Yeah, okay, go on.
Yeah. Well, Looking at an Ace, by the way, is an awesome song from Shock Treatment, one of my favorites. But my question was actually, I was curious to know if, Barry, if you were approached by Richard for a part originally to replay Brad. I'm sorry, I was always wondered about that.
Have you
know?
really?
No.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, apparently they asked Susan. And the story is what? That Susan asked for too much money, and so she wouldn't. You heard that?
I know nothing about this.
You didn't know that?
Was she supposed to be the star? Because she would have been so...
Oh, shush.
Yes. No, they approached her, and she wanted like a lot of money to recreate. And so when she didn't do it, they felt that I wouldn't. They can't
With
just
the
have.
new Janet, I see.
With the new Janet, they couldn't be the old Brad, unless it was a menage a trois of some sort, So I was never even approached.
But the thing about Shock Treatment is that the script went through like 10, 12 changes, 12, scripts. And Richard Hartley was saying to me the other day, because he's never spoken about this before, that Richard O'Brien at the time had needed someone to stay. And Hartley, he took over Hartley's flat for 3 weeks and came out having written Shock Treatment. And the first script was actually for Frank. Frank was Janet, if you see what I mean. They were Frank's songs. Do you understand?
We do.
Yes.
Good. So this is interesting. And I think something about maybe Tim Curry turned it down or something, not sure. So it went through so many changes, it like evolved and evolved and evolved. And so on it goes and what it becomes. But the most extraordinary thing for me was when The Truman Show came out, Richard O'Brien phoned me and said, they've stolen my plot. And of course, one suddenly thought, yes, he's born in a soap opera. And do you know what I'm saying? And for us at the time, Shock Treatment was very ahead of its time. And I rather annoyed with Richard Hartley because he gave an interview at the theatre showing and said, the film was such a mess. And I thought, And so I spoke to him because I was asking him about something else. And I said, oh, by the way, I want to punch you on the nose. And he said, what? And I said, because, you're decrying our film. Maybe in a bit of a mess and a bit, but...
Don't say it to the press.
Shocking.
I agree.
I don't like that. A bit
there's one thing us talking to you, because obviously you're not going to tell anybody what we said. But there's another thing when you say it to a journalist.
Are you a journalist?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. All right. Would you like to be a journalist?
Sorry, which song did you like?
Oh, Looking at an Ace was...
You're looking at an ace.
Yeah, I used to walk around singing that when I was a teenager.
Wow, what a good idea. I'm going to start singing that. You're looking at an ace. How does it go now?
Thank you. You can sit down now.
Can't sing it.
Oh.
Yes, hi.
Hi, first of all, I'm nervous, so...
Oh, don't be nervous.
Are you Alexis?
We bite.
Yes.
I could tell because you have it written on your shirt. Yeah.
First of all, I'm a huge fan, watched your show or movie for years. I
Yeah.
actually was obsessed with it. My mom took it away. But
Wise woman.
Oh, well, no, they're doing that,
Very
looking at
wise.
those things. So
She gave it back. She gave it back. We're all good.
Okay, right, right.
But I don't really have a question. I just have a statement. I'm in a sign language choir, American Sign Language, and the song we're most famous for performing is Time Warp. And I just wanted to say thank you for just making the movie.
Can you do a little bit of Time Warp in sign language?
language for us.
Okay, turn around. Let people see. Come into the light. Really. Good.
The only part I know is the chorus.
That's okay. Do the chorus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can do that.
What is the
it's just
chorus?
a jump to the left.
Shut up, she's signing.
Okay. Go on.
The sign is let's do the time warp again.
Let's all sing it for us so she
Right.
can do it.
Okay. Ready? And.
It's just a jump to the left. Dang, da, da, da,
And
da.
then a
step
step
to
to
the
the
right.
right.
With your hands on your hips.
You bring your knees in tight. But it's a pelvic thrust that really drives you insane. Let's do the time warp again.
Yay! Thank you.
Well, that's
so sweet.
That's the
Thank you,
easiest
Alexis.
signing class you've ever had.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You were right.
Boy.
I love it.
Wasn't that great with Alexis? That's great. Thank you, Alexis.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Nice to see you.
I'm nervous too, but I just want to say that I love you guys as well, just like everyone else in here.
Thank you so much.
I've watched your movie for about 20 years. My mom introduced it to me when I was probably too young, and my
there is no such thing as being
I
too
don't
young
think
for the
so.
Rocky Horror Show.
I didn't think
No.
so. I mean, I think it turned out great. So
Yeah.
But even my aunts used to act it out when they were younger, like back in the early 70s. They'd act it out for their family living room stuff. So it's been in my family for a really long time. And I just wanted to know who you guys thought was wonderful to work with and who might have been a little bit of a pain to work with on the movie.
I think I'm going to.
What?
What did you say at the end? Or what?
Who was a little bit of a pain to work with.
Pain.
A pain. Oh, who one didn't get on with, you mean?
Difficult.
What?
Difficult.
Difficult. Anybody that's not here, right? Yeah.
I gotta tell you, nobody was difficult. It was extraordinary. First of all, we came from the original show, so we were like a family to begin with. And in came Mr. Bostwick, Miss Sarandon, and they just slotted in like,
Yeah.
it was amazing because
And meatloaf.
And
we
meatloaf.
forgot about him. Yeah, I forgot. Ha, yeah. And him, well, he'd played it at the in Hollywood on stage, so he was part of a family of it too. He didn't just come in, you know, as you did and Susan. But I remember you going into the recording things, or were you laying down tracks or something? I can't forget. And I just thought they're amazing. It's like they just belong here from the beginning, you know. And that was, I don't know if that was a hard place to come into because we all knew each other so well. But
Well,
it
I was a
wasn't.
huge star at the time, so.
Well, one wasn't aware of that.
No, come.
I'd never heard of you.
No, of course not. What was the question?
I saw him the other day. Who was that woman we were with? You showed the tape of you dancing.
What?
You know, we were at a convention with that dancer, that amazing dancer lady.
Oh, yeah.
What's
For
her
the
name?
Olympics, yes. I don't know.
For the Olympics. And Sir is with all these girls, Gwen Verdon and the lights, and that dancer. What's her name?
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so, and she's amazing. And he is the only man with all these women, and it was all Jane Fonda time and it's for the Olympics they were dancing, and they were doing what were you doing? That kind of dance.
Jump for Your Love.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, you can get it on YouTube.
Well,
I was very gay.
yeah, he was brilliant.
Yeah, very gay.
These legs, gorgeous.
Yeah, gay.
I didn't realize his talent, because Sir came from Greece on the stage, didn't you?
Big star.
Big star. But London, we'd never heard of him.
Yes. Created the part of Danny Zuko in Greece.
Ah!
Big star.
Before the movie.
Before your stupid movie, yes.
So you
Big
were
star.
sick. This This is terrible story. I'm sorry.
I know. Did
Thank
we
you,
answer your
guys.
question?
Yeah, you did.
Get the hell out of here, will you?
Thank you.
Jesus Christ. Yes, we're going to abuse you for the next 5 minutes. Yes. What do you want?
Okay.
Nice hat.
Thank you.
Did you make it?
No, I bought it today.
Oh, it's really nice.
great.
Sweet. Yeah, sweet.
Anyways, I have a couple of statements. I've been watching the Rocky Horror since I was like 12, and when I first saw the title, I was like, Dad, I don't want to watch that. It's going to be scary. And he's like, no, Autumn, it's not. And then I watched it.
Autumn?
Yes, that's my name.
You're aware that's a season?
Yes. Actually, funny story. My mom's name is Summer, and my sister's name is Spring.
Okay.
Yes.
That's in the bed. Spring.
Anyways, so I fell in love with the series. When I turned 18, I actually went and watched it in a theater where they performed at the River Oaks.
I've heard a lot about that place.
And then today will be my first day watching it at a convention. Anyways. Oh, I also wanted to say that my boyfriend, he's into the Rocky Horror. He dresses up. But the funny thing is, he's Colombian. And so I said, I'm going to meet the actress who played Colombia. And he was like, oh, my homeland? And I was like, no, the actress from the Rocky Horror, not Colombia.
Did you get that?
I got it.
She got it.
Yeah. He's Colombian, but what?
She said that he's a gay Colombian.
Yeah.
That's her boyfriend.
He basically is, actually.
Right.
Yeah, well,
There
it's
you
time to
go.
move
Why
on
didn't you
from
listen?
him.
Anyways, my question is, what was your favorite costume?
Anything where her nipples showed.
I just, hello.
No, my dress for the party scene was wonderful. And it was a piece of chiffon. Sue Blaine, the designer, told me this. And it's cut on the bias. And that's quite a cut. And they only had this one piece of chiffon. That's all they could afford. And it couldn't be cut wrongly because they couldn't afford any more of this chiffon. And she said the guy, they had worked at the Glasgow Citizens Theatre together as designers and everything. And Sue Blaine is a genius designer. She does operas now a lot. She's fantastic. And as far as I'm concerned, she created punk in Rocky Horror. And Vivienne Westwood, God bless her, was down the road. This is hers. And she said she thought she created punk, but we didn't. She didn't, we did. We were just up the street in those costumes of Sue Blaine's. Okay. So the thing was that Sue Blaine said that they were cutting my dress and the boy was going to cut it. And she said she had to turn her back and look at the wall because she couldn't bear to watch in case it was wrong. And it was so perfect so that you just put this thing on with the two armholes.
That's right.
And it crossed over and draped.
It didn't have a little sequin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just, it was brilliant. It's just a lovely story, and it's wonderful, that dress.
Can we just applaud Pat's memory for these?
No, right.
Oh, please don't do that too soon. I'm
No.
terribly-
You've got a brilliant
Don't
memory.
worry, I'm the same. A lot of my friends are jealous because I have like the best memory.
It's a marvelous thing to have.
Yes.
What is it?
My
That's great.
question
No,
was what was your
huh?
favorite outfit? But like
That was what
everyone's
outfit?
just like my best friend,
In
she
your
was like, Autumn,
phone.
I'm jealous of you. You just remember everything in class. And I'm like, yeah, I do.
You're a lucky lady.
Yeah.
My size 12 high heels. Thank you. Thank you very much. My favorite costume piece. Wet, when we got out of the pool trying to do that floor show thing.
Yeah.
That was hellish. Hellish,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get so fed up with that story, but fortunately I didn't have to do that.
I
You
think
heard
I
this
like
story?
the corset best.
The corsets, oh, I love the corsets, yeah.
My favorite costume was probably, I adored your maid's outfit. I
Yeah.
loved that whole look.
A lot of people like me.
Yeah, and also that
And
the black-
nurses.
and also the fact it's black and white. I just love the whole magenta look.
Well, thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Adorable.
Get rid of that boyfriend, by the way.
No. He's gay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a quasi-personal question for you all. So I think the one thing everybody here has in common is we've all seen Rocky Horror like 500 million times from the time that we were 10 or something. So I want to know, what is the movie that you watch 500 million times over and over again and that you're obsessed with?
Hello, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Besides that.
It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart. It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah.
Pat? Sound of Music. Is that you? Sorry. No. Yeah, I watched that quite a lot. Actually, I had the great pleasure of Terry Jones was awarded an honorary thing of cinema, blah, 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 the other week at the Barbican Theatre, and I was invited because they were showing The Meaning of Life. And so I was like a plant in the audience sort of thing, you know, to ask questions. So I stood up after he talked about all of it, and I said, Mr. Jones, I don't know if you remember who I am, but I actually am in this film that we've just been watching, and you are the person who actually persuaded me at lunchtime to actually completely undress. And you told me, and John Cleese said he was going to do it. I said, are you? He said, yeah. I said, oh. And I hadn't time to argue with this because I was doing a play in the West End at that time, and I had to go on to do the stage show that night, so I had to do ring agents and say, you know what they're asking me to do here? You know, it's a bit of shock. Because I had the best wonderful new underwear for under that dress. Anyway, but John Cleese cheated because he was standing there in his drawers, like he's the headmaster, and then he pulled them down, he turned his back to the camera. I thought, I won't tell you what I thought. Anyway, but then it doesn't matter, so take after take, and he's on top, you know, and we're chatting to me, and he's chatting about an actor called Nell Campbell, and he said to me, do you know him? And I said, yeah, and, you know, he said, isn't he a bit mad? And I said, I don't think so. I mean, he's a wonderful comedian. I said, he's quite brilliant. And he said, I actually see him usually down Chalk Farm Tube Station, you know, with his ferrets. He's going to work because he puts ferrets down his trousers. The memory.
So you don't have a favorite? Let me just.
I mean, he may be bored, but I think it's fascinating. Are you enjoying it?
I'm loving it.
It's just rude. Oh, thank
you.
Okay, bye-bye.
It's because when they look back there, see?
Oh, hi.
No, turn around this way.
Yeah.
Now when you talk, they can actually see your mouth.
Can I see it?
No, because you're turned on the wrong way. No, turn.
Sorry. Thank you so much. Why didn't you do that at the beginning?
I didn't notice it until I got bored with that last story.
Good night, George.
Oh, yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Luckily, my question is for Barry.
Good.
God.
You're welcome, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to know about. I've only heard a little bit about Tales of Halloween. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about that, or also the trailer for the Helen Keller movie you're working on.
Yeah.
Looks ridiculous, and definitely will be checking that out. Yeah, he does do work.
See, this is all about me now.
I know that. I know.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
So I was wondering if you could touch on those.
Helen Keller versus Night Wolves.
Yes.
I did a movie called FDR American Badass a while back. And yeah, you laugh. It was very funny. And we just did, the same guy, Ross Patterson, did Helen Keller versus Night Wolves. And it's very, very rude and funny. And it'll be out in a couple of months. And I think he's going to, at a Knoxville convention, I think in about 3 weeks or something.
Knoxville.
I know. No. Oh, Jesus. Yes.
That's Dollywood, you know.
The question was for me.
Sorry, I was just helping
Right.
you.
All right. And what was the other thing?
Tales of Halloween.
Oh, Tales of Halloween. Darren Boostman, who did Repo, the genetic opera. He was one of the filmmakers. There's a handful of like 7 filmmakers, and it's one of those anthology films short films that all these guys did, and I did Darren's film playing the devil.
Excellent.
And yeah, great makeup, and I was just brilliant in it, you know.
I know, I did Lords of Salem summoning up the devil.
Yeah.
It did worry me slightly, but I was rather good too.
I like that as well. That's a good film as well.
Oh, good.
Thank
See
you.
how it all gets back to her
I
in some
figured
way.
I figured it would. I was
just-
trying to close it with you. So.
It was just the association with
It
the devil,
circles
sorry.
around. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thanks
Thanks.
for putting the attention on me for about 20 seconds.
But you're a boy.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for all of your awesome questions.
One
more
question.
Thank
One
you.
last
Thank you.
question.
Thank you for
We
trying.
haven't finished.
Come in here. A question for me?
Oh, no,
God.
don't bother.
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Make it quick.
Pat, I don't know if you noticed, but in your home country of Ireland, they recently voted marriage equality as the law, being a very progressive
recently.
society that you
Sorry,
have there.
darling, I can't hear you. Sorry, that's too close to
They've
my mouth.
recently voted
No,
marriage
that's too
equality
loud.
as the law in Ireland.
They did what?
Equality
they
in
approved
Ireland.
marriage equality
Yes.
in Ireland.
Yes, they voted yes.
Yes,
to
for
marriage
sexual
equality in
marriage
Ireland,
equality.
12 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does that have to? What does that have to do with me?
I just wanted to mention that to give her
okay.
something to think
She
about.
voted no,
yes.
so she's disappointed.
Okay, Barry,
Yes.
you had a great number at the end of the bedroom scene called Once in a While that was cut out
Yes.
from the final film.
That
Yes.
was a good call.
That was a very good call.
Did that hurt you personally that your solo was cut out? Because we
No.
always like to watch it after we watch the special edition, just
Do
for
you?
your solo.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's not a question, is it? Because
Did
you'll
it-
break my
did it
heart.
hurt your
if-
feelings when it was cut out?
No,
Crushed.
no.
Okay.
But you know what? I understood why it was cut out because it slowed the movie down.
It does
Yeah.
bring the
You know,
film
and-
to
So
a halt.
honorable of you.
you.
You're
Yeah, and-
admirable,
yeah.
Barry.
But-
You were sick as a parrot.
But apparently, it's a good song. They say.
Once
You know.
in a
It's gorgeous.
Apparently,
No,
she
it
doesn't
was
like
wonderful.
it. Here, take this, would you please? Thank you.
That's mine! I've never had one of those before.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you
that's
so
a
much.
good thing.
All right. Any other? No. Goodbye.
Thank you for coming.
Give it up, guys.
I like it here. I didn't want to go.
We're signing autographs tomorrow and Monday also, and there's a screening tonight at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Come see
I've
it.
got 2 of these now. Where are they? Yes, he's carrying them. I thought he stole it from my handbag. You're outrageous.
I know. Props. Props. What?
Thanks.